YouTube, what's poppin', baby? 2023 NFL mock draft. Seahawks move up to grab eventual Geno Smith replacement. 3 big mock trades in the top 10. If you guys don't know, I am TwoToneSports. Will be live for the entirety of the NFL draft. I'm going to give you PFF grades of every single player. Don't want you guys to pay for it. And we're going to be live talking the NFL mock draft. I'll be showing some bets for it. I will be breaking down every single player. I will be talking about possible picks before we get into it. So, don't want to waste too much time. If you guys can sit here, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Showing love is free on YouTube, and I greatly appreciate it. So, we are going to review Tom Forionelli's mock draft. We got 3 big mock trades in the top 10. Geno Smith replacement. There's your boy Anthony Richardson right there. Let's jump into this. I always show the top 2 because this is pretty much standard, whether it's Young or Stroud, Stroud or Young. Carolina Panthers select C.J. Stroud, the bigger, measurable-wise. 6'3", 214. It's possible the Colts could go with Bryce Young. But I've had Stroud here ever since they traded to number 1, and I haven't heard anything that causes me to change my mind. I agree. I like it. Bryce Young is the better passer. He's the more polished. Ladies and gentlemen, there's Verizon. He's the better polished passer. Bryce Young has got it all. Pretty much everybody beat when it comes to that. What Bryce Young doesn't have that everybody else has is he's 5'10", weighed in at 204 at the combine. That's not his playing weight. I'm going to say that right now. He's going to play under 200 pounds. It's a problem. It's a thought for longevity. You're going to move up, take C.J. Stroud, 6'3", 214. That's the major difference here in my eyes why Stroud should go number 1 over Bryce Young. Now we're going to Bryce Young, number 2 to the Texans. The only thing wrong with Bryce Young is his size. If he were 6'2", 205, he'd be considered the best player in this draft and probably one of the top QB prospects of the last decade. He's good at everything except being large. Now, pretty much what I just said was kind of word for word right there. Just to let you guys know, every single one of these mock draft reviews and reactions are all raw and not scripted. I have not read through this mock draft at all, so what you see is what you get. All right, Bryce Young going number 2. I get this. Now we got a trade already. Pick 3. 1, 2, 3 are QBs. My favorite player, arguably, in the NFL draft, just because this kid is flashy. All right? This kid is as flashy as it gets. Anthony Richardson, 6'4", 244, athletic demon. All right? Seattle trades up. I want to see what they give away for it. We'll see. The consensus you hear about QBs in this class is that Richardson's stock is rising while Levis's is falling. A lot of people smarter than I am don't think Richardson lasts past the 5th pick. Here, I have him landing in one of the more ideal landing spots, as the presence of Geno Smith means he won't be asked to carry the load immediately. Thinking about the Seattle Seahawks' future, this is a good pick. Okay? This is a really good pick. I really like this. We're going to get into other picks later in this mock draft with them, I'm sure. But you're drafting Geno Smith's replacement up here at pick 3. You're assuming and realizing that your team is on the upswing when it comes to talent. You brought back Bobby Wagner. You got Metcalf, Lockett. You got Kenneth Walker. The offense is taking shape. You're going to sit Anthony Richardson behind Geno Smith. Why? Geno Smith is athletic. He can throw on the run. He can move. Anthony Richardson can have a lot to learn from this kid. Okay? He can have a lot to learn from this kid. So, is it the smart move? Yeah, I really want to see what you gave up. So, Hopefully we'll get into that shortly. Big fan of Anthony Richardson. This is going to be a hell of a spot. I know Lockett's getting old. You got Noah Fant. But I'm sure you can grab a wide receiver at some point, hopefully. Whoa. Okay. Okay. We got another trade. Will Anderson Jr. The Atlanta Falcons trade up to grab Will Anderson. 6'4", 253, the best defensive player in this draft. Fix the mic here a little bit. Best defensive player in this draft. With the top defensive player in the draft falling, the Falcons move up to address a need, knowing he won't be available at number 8. Meanwhile, the Colts don't mind moving down now that the top 3 QBs are off the board. I think this is very smart for the Falcons to do, and I think this is very, very smart for the Colts to do. If the first 3 picks go this way, you can move back a little bit and still get Levis. You definitely can. And guess what? And then if Levis comes off the board, trade back again or grab best available. We'll see. We'll see what happens and where they're at and how this draft falls. Jalen Carter to Arizona. This is interesting. 6'3", 313. The off-the-field issues are still lingering around this guy. He was arguably the number 1 overall pick for a while until, everything decided to, hit him pretty fast, if you get what I'm saying. For all the concerns about Carter, the fatal car accident, that was a bad joke. Sorry. Don't take that too lightly. Apologize. The fatal car accident, effort questions, subpar workout. Guys, if you saw his pro day, it was miserable. There aren't many around the league who expect he'll fall far in the first round. Talent is too profound. Honestly, I consistently have him going around anywhere from 7 to 10. I don't think the Raiders want him anymore, but I have a hard time having him pass the Bears, and I definitely have a hard time passing the Eagles. But listen, if Arizona can move down and from 3 to 5 and grab him with some extra draft capital, then so be it. I like the move. All right, Devon Witherspoon going to the Lions. I like Christian Gonzalez over him, but whatever. 6 foot, 183. Witherspoon has been the top corner on a lot of boards this offseason and reportedly running in the 4.4 range at his pro day this week. He has likely solidified his stock. He displays excellent anticipation, technique, and ideal demeanor. Like I said, I have Christian Gonzalez as my number 1 corner off the board. I get Devon Witherspoon. This is a good fit for him. I get the need for the Lions. Honestly, the Lions could be in a good spot here to trade out. I know maybe you Lions fans don't want to hear it, but if Levis is still on the board, Lions should think about shopping this pick. Maybe move back a couple, grab maybe a 2nd or 3rd round. All depends on how far you move. See if you can just get more and more draft capital. You have another 1st round pick, so don't want to get greedy, but see what you can get. That would be awesome. That would be awesome for that team to do. Either way, Devon Witherspoon going to Detroit. I really like this pick. I think it's a smart pick. It's more of a scheme fit. It makes more sense than Gonzalez, honestly. There we go. I like this. I like this for the Raiders. Okay, I like this for the Raiders. 6'4", 313, Skoronski. Whether he's going to be at tackle or guard, you got a starter day 1. Skoronski is the Bryce Young of offensive tackles in this class. He can't do anything about his only weakness, lack of ideal arm length. If he had longer arms, he'd not only be the number 1 offensive tackle in this class, but he could be the first non-QB taken. His technicals, okay? His base, the way his knowledge, everything about Skoronski is exceptional. The way this kid does everything is exceptional. He lacks the length, which is a problem in the NFL. at tackle. They said it about Rashawn Slater. Y'all know where he came out from too. See if this kid can be Rashawn Slater 2.0. Yes, I am a Chargers fan. If he is a Rashawn Slater 2.0, it would hurt me to see him go to the Raiders. But, man, if you're that technical, you can do it. You really could. As per the Raiders, this is a good pick. This is a good pick. You got Jimmy G back there. You got rid of Darren Waller. I mean, let's start where the most important. You got to protect your guys. And as we all know, the number one guy on a football team as of right now is your franchise QB. You brought in Garoppolo. Let's keep him healthy. Let's keep him upright. Skoronski's going to be that guy. If he doesn't work out a tackle, you kick him inside. You got an all-pro guard. It's really what it's going to come down to. Doesn't work out a tackle, he's a guard. Obviously, you want tackle because it's a more valuable position, but that's a good pick, man. It's a smart pick, and he's very versatile offensive lineman. Smart pick. There it is. Home run for you, Indianapolis Colts. You guys moved back. Fortunately, I don't know what the trade is for, but I assume it's for some draft capital. But you guys moved back, grab Will Levis, and some draft capital. Will Levis going number 8 to the Indianapolis Colts. They're back at 8 from a trade with the Falcons. Falcons moved up to grab Will Anderson. So 6'4", 229 Will Levis. Based on how this mock went, the Colts would probably prefer to trade down further than number 8 to snap up Levis. But I don't know who is trading up to this spot right now. Still, they add draft capital by moving down and still get a QB to develop. Not ideal, but a good start. I literally said this before. It would be smart to move down again. If you can move down, I'm trying to think who's still on the board. Maybe somebody moves up to get like Paris Johnson Jr., considering Skoronski's off the board. Maybe someone's going to move up to grab Christian Gonzalez. Who knows? If you could trade back, maybe 4. I think you're going to be all right because you got the Bears coming up. They're not going to take QB. You got the Eagles coming up. They're not going to take QB. I don't know. Some thought there. So Will Levis, I like him. The kid's got a cannon. The problem is he looks stellar without a defense on the field. His hard part is recognizing a defense and throwing some risky passes. All right? Risky passes. That's his issue. Otherwise, he's a good QB, man. He looks good. He's got the size. He's got the strength. He's got it all. I mean, he's got good work. He's got, like, good work ethic. I can't deny that. But a little scary when you're playing QB and you make some questionable judgments. We're going to say you're going to make some questionable judgments. So Will Levis going 8. I like it. You trade down, you grab draft capital. Considering first 3 were QBs, I like it. And wow. Did I really just predict that? Whoa. Bears moving back again. That's awesome for the Bears. I literally just said maybe the Colts should think about moving back because maybe someone's coming up for Paris Johnson since Skoronski comes off the board, and boom, it happens. Wow, that's okay. That was pretty good. All right, the Chicago Bears trade with the New England Patriots. Patriots move up to take Paris Johnson Jr., 6'6", 313. The Bears have been vocal lately about how they be open to trading down again. And that's precisely what they do as the Patriots move up to grab the tackles they want before the team like the Titans and Jets get their chance to. Johnson is my top OT in this class, but he wouldn't be if Peter Skoronski had normal arms. Life isn't always fair. Bears fans, if you guys trade down again, that's freaking awesome, and you can really turn a whole franchise around for literally the draft capital you guys are going to get for the next 2 years, this year and next. And if you trade down again, considering the Patriots are at like, it's a good move. I really want to know what you gave up for this. So maybe I'll do a mock draft and try to recreate this move. We'll see. Food for thought there. Paris Johnson Jr. in my eyes is the safest offensive tackle pick because of size. Makes sense for Bill Belichick to come up and do this move. He wants to lock down that offensive tackle position for many years, and Paris Johnson Jr. is going to do that. And home run by the Chicago Bears. Oh, this is a steal. This is an absolute steal for the Eagles, and what a nice pick. 6'6", 271. The Eagles stay still and get Tyree Wilson. Wilson isn't a finished product yet, but he has the potential to be a special player. The Eagles would love to snap him up here and add him to their rotation up front. Awesome pick. Awesome pick. Tyree Wilson, 6'6". You can't teach the length. He's got the speed. He's got everything. He isn't a finished product yet, but guess what? Get him on the defensive line. Learn from those vets. That's quality, man. That's a quality pick. I really, really love that pick. That's so sick. Add him to that rotation. That's dangerous. It's exactly what I expected to happen here. Pick 11, Broderick Jones. This is the reason the Patriots moved up. Tennessee needs a tackle desperately. 6'5", 311. Tennessee Titans go. The big boy out of Georgia. There are times when watching Jones's tape when it looks like the defender gets hit by a truck when Jones first make contact with them. He's not a finished product yet, and he will benefit from reps. But the ceiling here is sky high. He's a monster, and he's what the Titans need on their offensive line. Taylor Lewan is gone. Bring this kid in and plug him in there, and you shouldn't have a worry. Honestly, you shouldn't have a worry. This is an awesome pick. You guys need to go offensive tackle. I don't want to hear any other position out of Tennessee. You guys need to go offensive tackle. Jackson Smith Njigba, first receiver off the board, 6'1", 196. Hell of a three-cone drill in the combine. That does relate to the NFL very well, how fast he's going to be in and out of his cuts. So there are plenty of debate about who is the best receiver in this class, but I don't have any question. Smith Njigba is on a tier all to himself in this class, and everybody else is fighting for second. It's kind of hard because if you're ranking the receivers, they're all different. All right? They're all different. So, and maybe I'll get into that into a future video, but they're really all different. Yeah, I put him at number 1, but if you're looking for the tall speed guy, Quentin Johnson's your number 1. If you're looking for your route runner and just overall receiver, it's Smith Njigba. If you're looking for the little speedy scat guy, get the ball in his hands and watch him work, that's Zay Flowers. If you're looking for your pure route running artist, I'm going to call him, Jordan Addison. There's just different types of receivers in this draft. Smart by the Jets. Can't rely on Becton. Offensive tackle out of Tennessee, 6'5", 333. Darnell Wright. Big, strong, and with a ton of experience at both tackle spots throughout his career. Wright has no exceptional trait, but there isn't a glaring weakness. And he held up very well against Will Anderson. All right, this is the move the Jets have to make if you're going to bring in Rodgers. Apparently that's what's going to happen on draft night. There's rumors of that in the first day. Darnell Wright to the Jets. Can't rely on Becton. It's the move that needs to happen. I love it. All right, there you go. The Bears move back to pick 14, all right, and grab Lucas Van Ness. Big fan of this. Miles Murphy's still on the board. I mean, not saying he should go in top 15, but I just thought about that. Chicago, moving back again. My sense with the Bears following free agency is they're happy enough with what they have on the offensive line and will look to address their defensive line in the first round. Enter Van Ness, who needs to round out his repertoire, but reminds me a bit of Robert Quinn, who the Bears traded to the Eagles during the season. The Bears adored Robert Quinn. I have to make that very clear. Lucas Van Ness, 6'5", 272, is coming in from Iowa. He's a dog. He's got high motor. I think he's going to be successful. Whether it's going to be year 1, I'm not sure yet. It all depends on how he really deals with the size and play speed. It really goes for all these kids. But this is a hell of a move for the Bears. Moving back again. You go from 1 to 9 to 14. Love it. Grab the draft capital. Keep getting young players. Build a young, solid team. And bring back those old Bears, baby. Everybody wants to see it. Any football fan wants to see it. Whoa! A little bit of slide in my eyes here for Christian Gonzalez. So, interesting. Christian Gonzalez, 6'1", 197, going to Green Bay. Not the Packers' biggest need, but given how this mock draft has gone, I have Green Bay going best player available. You can never have enough corners in this day and age, and many expect Gonzalez to go in the top 10. I do too. So Green Bay getting him here is, I'm going to say, great value. 6'1", 197, he's got the length, he's got the size, he's got the speed. He's going to cause some turnovers, and seeing him in a different shade of green is going to be awesome. Definitely not the biggest need, I agree, but this is hella value pick. This is a hella value pick. I really like this pick for the Packers. Interesting where Brian Branch goes now. All right, Deonte Banks, 6'1", 197. Washington. Deonte Banks has developed a cult following since his performance at the Combine. Ran a 4.35 40 with a 42-inch vert and 136-inch broad jump. Interesting. He's a tremendous athlete and uses it to recover from potential mistakes. All right, guys, ran a 4.35 with a vertical that's going to match some of your top wide receivers, and 6 foot 197. Would like to see a little bit more meat on the kid's bones, but everything when it comes to a corner, he's there. Running a 4.35 too is blazing. Not many wide receivers in the league are going to be able to just run by him. This is an absolute home run pick for Washington. Deonte Banks is flying up my draft boards, and I mean, you could see why. The numbers tell you why. Huge need for the Commanders too. Love it. Love, 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 love. Please take a tackle. Okay, I get this as well. Joey Porter Jr., 6'3", 193. Pick 17 to the Steelers. I mean, all the top-tier talent at tackles taken off the board, so I get this if it falls this way, but ignoring the narrative of the Steelers drafting Joey Porter's son, this pick is a good fit for Pittsburgh wants and needs. Porter can be a bit too physical sometimes, but he's long, strong, and fearless. 6'3", 193. 6'3" at corner. Who does not want that? He's got good speed. Kid plays aggressive. And, I mean, like father, like son. That's all I got to say. He's got the father's mentality. He should fare very well in the league, especially with his father looking over him. I love this pick. Bring the kid back to Pittsburgh. Love it. Not the biggest need. The way this draft has fallen, I get it. But I would like an offensive tackle here, but once again, I get it. Okay, Myles Murphy going 18 to Detroit. Guys, I love this. I love this draft for Detroit. Lions land a cornerback with their first pick and follow it up by pairing another edge rusher to line up across from Aiden Hutchinson. Murphy reminds me a little bit of last year's number 1 pick, Trayvon Walker. I agree with that comp. 6'5", 268. I love this on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson. All right, you go Devon Witherspoon in the first, then you're going Myles Murphy with your next pick. I mean, dude, those 2 picks right there could transform your whole defense. You're still a little light at linebacker, but this is way too early to pick linebacker. And we all know what a dominant pass rush or defensive line duo can do in the NFL, and this sets you up for a young duo for the future. This is awesome. I love this pick. Thank you for giving Osiris Torrance. Thank you for giving Osiris Torrance the recognition he deserves. 6'5", 330. Osiris Torrance going to the Bucs. All right. Interior offensive linemen may not provide the same kind of draft value in today's game as tackles do, but Torrance is the best guard in this draft, assuming Skoronski doesn't kick inside one day. He helped Tampa Bay's line tremendously. Baker Mayfield is terrible under pressure. whether it's Baker Mayfield next year or whatever, say you want to bring in a young gun, whether this year, next year, in 2 years, that offensive line needs to be better no matter what. O'Cyrus Torrence is a beast. You're going to put him at your guard, and you're not going to even think twice about that position anymore. O'Cyrus Torrence is their pick here. I love it. Thank you for giving him the recognition. I actually really like this mock draft so far. And this makes sense for a Seattle pick. All right? So we got Seattle up here, moving to grab Anthony Richardson, keeping their other first-round pick, which makes sense. All right, Cam Smith, 6'1", 180, going to Seattle. I am the biggest Cam Smith fan on the planet and will continue putting him in my mocks. He's not the most athletic corner in this class, but he's still an impressive athlete and displays remarkable intelligence. He will be a Pro Bowler one day, and when he is, I will be so obnoxious about it. I think Cam Smith is good. I think eventually down the line he'll be a Pro Bowler. The kid's still raw. He's definitely got some development to do. 6'1", 180. He's got blazing speed. And to be honest, this is the perfect system for him to fit. This would be a very, very good pick in Seattle for him. Very good pick in Seattle for him. College and Kansas not off the board yet either. I just realized that. Very interested to see where that man goes as well. So, Quentin Johnston to my Los Angeles Chargers. As a Chargers fan, when it comes to receiver, I want Quentin Johnston or Jordan Addison. I kind of prefer Jordan Addison at this point because we're going to need somebody to replace Keenan Allen. But, man, this is going to be a big play guy with Justin Herbert. Like, huge play guy with Justin Herbert. Quentin Johnston out of TCU, 6'3", 208. I like Johnston, and I understand why some love Johnston and consider him the top receiver in the class. My concern is that he doesn't play as big as he is, but he can still prove to be a very useful weapon at the next level, even if I don't believe he'll be a number one. Yeah. This is a huge play guy for the Chargers. Justin Herbert's arm. Kid's got the speed. He's pretty good with the ball in his hands after the catch as well. Talk about matchup nightmare if you could teach about this kid. Like, way to use his size. You're going to have Keenan, presumably in the slot. You're going to have this kid outside and Mike Williams outside, assuming they can all stay healthy. This is home run, man. This is home run potential for that offense, and I get it with Kellen Moore there. I would probably still like to see Jordan Addison here more. And the way this draft has fallen, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you see College and Kansas come off the board. Not that it's the biggest need, but Brandon Staley did coach Aaron Donald. If he sees any resemblance of Aaron Donald, you can bet your bottom dollar that man's going to go take him. Kelee Ringo moving to the first round. Pick 22. Kelee Ringo, 6'2", 207. Corner out of Georgia. Ringo is one of the more polarizing prospects in this draft. Athletically, he's a freak. Guys, his size shouldn't run a 4.36 40, but he does. However, he's not the most polished player and gets himself in trouble reacting instead of anticipating. He's a player I expect will improve as he gains more experience. And let's be honest, guys, this is such a Ravens pick. It really is. This is such a Ravens pick. Such a Ravens pick. There he is. He's off the board. Brian Branch sliding to 23. Sliding to 23. 6', 190. A smart player with a ton of experience. Playing for a man who essentially invented the way defenses play in coverage in the modern game. The question about Branch will be how to utilize him best. Is he a safety? Is he a nickel corner? Is he both? Somebody will figure out and be thrilled with the results. Kid can play, doesn't miss tackles. IQ is off the charts. Play recognition is off the charts. Nick Saban safety. Who doesn't want that? Honestly, who doesn't want that? Brian Branch finds his home in Minnesota. All right, love this pick. Awesome pick. This is a good mock draft so far. What I'm interested in the way the rest of this mock draft is going. Where's college in Kansas? Does another D tackle come off the board like Mozzie Smith, Brian Brees? Where's Jordan Addison? Where's Zay Flowers? Okay, let's see how the rest of this bad boy falls. There's still some defensive end talent too. And where are the tight ends, man? Where are the tight ends? Man, it's like I planned this shit. Sam Laporta. Do not judge Sam Laporta for his numbers in college. George Kittle was another Iowa tight end who didn't do much with the Hawkeyes. But that was more about the offense than the player. I'm not comparing Laporta to Kittle because Kittle is a much better inline blocker. But Laporta is an excellent playmaker as a receiver who can stretch defenses vertically. 6'3", 245 out of Iowa. I think this is his first tight end off the board. I don't have Laporta as my first tight end off the board. Yeah, the same school as Kittle and all that definitely helps because, like, who doesn't want to pass up on another George Kittle? You can't. But I get it. Definitely get it. Going to Duval County, I think that they maybe fare better with, like, an offensive tackle here, an offensive lineman here. I don't hate this pick, but I don't like this pick. I'm going to put that out there. I don't think Laporta should be the first tight end off the board. If anything, he's a second day. He's a second day guy. Okay. All right. I'll explain why I don't like this and I do like this. So let me read this out and then we'll get into it. John Michael Schmitz, interior offensive lineman, 6'4", 301. The Giants are a wild card here. Maybe they'd be more likely to take a receiver or corner. But I'm not sure it's worth reaching for one with the top options off the board. Instead, I have them addressing an obvious need at center, but I'm not overly confident in this direction for the Giants. Yes, they need offensive line help, but let's be honest. At this point, interior offensive line has more depth than corner and wide receiver does. Jordan Addison is probably going to come off the board here to the Giants or Zay Flowers. You could still draft an interior offensive lineman on day 2. I think that's a good pick. But this is... it's not a terrible pick. I mean, it's definitely needed. You have major holes. Whatever. Fit-wise, skill-wise, I get it. He's good. But I think the value is there in either Zay Flowers or Jordan Addison. Jerry Jones pick, baby. I keep saying this. Bijan Robinson from Texas, the clear RB1. All right? As long as Jerry Jones is in charge, the Cowboys would covet star power, and Bijan provides some. The Texas back could be the long-term replacement for both Elliott and Pollard. Pollard's franchise tagged. Running backs are running backs, but Bijan is probably one of the 3 best players in this draft on pure football player rating. Kid's a human joystick. You do not want to tackle this kid one-on-one. He's going to be an all-around running back for sure. For sure. All-around running back. This kid is it. Such a Jerry Jones pick. Jack Campbell from Iowa, linebacker, 6'5", 249. I can hear Iowa fans gritting their teeth reading this as 3 Hawkeyes from an 8-5 team go in the first round. Campbell is a freaky athlete with excellent read and react skills. His arm length could cause some to worry about his coverage skills, but I believe he'll prove capable of staying on the field for all 3 downs. Definitely a position of need for the Buffalo Bills. Like this pick, and I like the gamble here. You could go safer picks, but I definitely like the gamble here. So, thank you, Bengals. DeJuan Jones, 6'8", 374. You're not going to find a skyscraper taller than this man. Monster. Absolute mountain of a man. Jones measured at 6'8", 374 with an 88-inch wingspan at the combine, as you would expect for a man of that size, but he doesn't have the quickest feet. that's an issue. But again, he's a mountain. Mountains don't move at all, but still take a long time to get around. Why this needs to happen? Well, as we know, somebody on that Bengals offensive line is not too happy, and somebody in that offensive huddle is not going to be too happy if he doesn't have time throwing the ball, aka Joe Burrow. And that's a man you need to keep healthy because he is your franchise. Dwan Jones is 100% the pick here. Realistically, I think Anton Harrison's probably the only first-round offensive line talent maybe left on this board. There he is, Caljin Kancey, slid to 29. 6'1", 281. Kancey is explosive off the ball and shows an ability to work his way into the backfield better than any other interior offensive lineman in this class, not named Jalen Carter. However, he's small, so there's questions about how impactful he'll be in the backfield when he gets there. He is a quick twitch guy. He's going to be explosive off that ball and hope he can wiggle his way through the gaps. He has a comparison to Aaron Donald. That is not fair to do this kid, but he's first-round talent, and this is value for the Saints. Good pick by the Saints. Mozzie. The Eagles use both first-round picks to address the defensive line. Smith is a physical... Where's Nolan Smith? Smith is a physical freak, blending size, power, and speed. However, considering the ability, you'd expect to see more consistent production from him than what you saw in college. 6'3", 223. Mozzie Smith is going to complete that Eagles defensive line with the first round selection, and then you dip it again in the late first round. I believe they went Tyree Wilson and then Mozzie Smith. I'm scrolling up to confirm here. Tyree Wilson, Mozzie Smith. I mean, guys, that's really going to complete your defensive line. All right. Love this pick. Because really the corners are off the board, and trying to think. This is probably the pick at this point that they should do. Mozzie Smith over Siki Ika, because Jordan Davis and Siki Ika on the offensive line is just too big. They're going to be there's not going to be enough speed on that offensive line at that point. Mozzie Smith is the pick. And just as I said, Anton Harrison to end this mock draft review. Pick 31 to the Kansas City Chiefs, 6'4", 315. Harrison has improved every year at Oklahoma, and while he's probably never going to be an elite run blocker, the priority for Kansas City's offensive lineman will always be protecting Patrick Mahomes, not opening run lanes. Harrison will do that. Harrison is arguably one of the best pass blockers in this offensive line draft. This is a home run pick for Kansas City. Him coming here, now you're going to grab an offensive tackle at pick 31 who's going to be stellar at pass blocking. I have this kid could be a day one starter. I really see it. This is a home run pick for Kansas City. It really is. So, guys, absolute monster of a draft by Tom Forionelli from CBS Sports. I really enjoy reacting to these CBS guys. You know, not many people do. Not many people give them credit. We like to mix it up. So, guys, crazy. You saw 3 trades right in the beginning. QBs go in the first 3. Tyree Wilson makes a little slide. Falcons move up. Jalen Carter goes. Will Levis goes. Paris Johnson Jr. gets up there. I love this mock draft. Guys, TwoToneSports here. Make sure to tune into the live on draft day. As always, thank you so much for watching.